Hello beautiful people, you're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Akwese, and on this channel I share basically everything that has to do with my life journey. If you're a return subscriber and you've been sticking around for all this while, thank you so much for being part of the journey so far. I really appreciate you. As you can already tell by the title of this video, I'll be sharing with you my experience on my trip to the Akagera National Park in Rwanda. So, a long time ago, my school organized a trip for its wildlife and conservation students so that we could have a first-hand experience of the topics we were being taught in the classroom. Fun fact, this would be my first time visiting a national park, and you might think that I was very excited, but trust me, I wasn't, because again, I didn't really know what to expect since it was my first time. When we got there, we were lodged at a dormitory-like facility which had just 2 charging outlets situated at the front of each room. That was so disappointing because I carried all of my devices. I carried my laptop, my phone, and I was hopeful that I was going to film and get a lot of pictures as well. As though it wasn't enough, we didn't even have Wi-Fi, so it was disappointment pro max. No Wi-Fi, no charging outlets. Like, why did I even bring my devices in the first place? It was so disappointing. Now Chinene is about to eat the egg. This is just the egg yolk, by the way.
No, it's just the yolk.
No, you should.
You don't want her to eat
it
it
down.
Okay, so first we'll have to tie this hair. Where's this thing? Wow. Okay, so bad.
Yo, blogger.
Yes, vlogger.
You guys, please stop. You guys are trying so hard. In spite of the disappointment, I decided to focus on the exciting parts of the trip, which included visiting the community center, where we were welcomed by a group of people, men, women, and children who performed a Rwandan traditional dance. It was such a lovely way of welcoming the guests. The community center served more like the head office. However, it was divided into a number of intricate aspects that told the story of the entire community. Right behind where the people danced was a spot that served as an assembly ground for the locals to gather for certain announcements or performances, or even to watch a movie, according to what we were told. We were taken into the main facility in the center, which predominantly consisted of artwork handmade by locals. Some of these artworks were handcrafted wooden masks, wooden animals, etc. It was just a lot of beautiful things displayed there, handcrafted by the locals in the community. Among these artworks was the renowned Rwandan imigongo art, which is often almost everywhere in Rwanda. I think it's the Rwandan signature. Wherever you go, if you go to a public space or maybe a very significant a building or space, you would definitely find the imigongo. Oh my god, am I even pronouncing it well? But then you're going to find that art piece, which is so lovely. Products such as organic honey produced by locals in the honey production facility just inside of the center were also sold in this place alongside the artwork. This was a practical exposure to the wildlife economy, which was a demonstration of how individuals can leverage wildlife to generate income without causing a negative impact on the environment. For instance, making honey, producing honey, right, and selling it to the community, to people, to guests who come around from time to time. Another part of the community center was a place I would call the knowledge hub of the center, because it contained a lot of valuable materials that told the stories of the or that told the background stories of the park itself and the rest of the community. It consisted mainly of animal skeletons and other historic pieces which were used to describe the history of the park to guests like us. This was quite interesting because it seemed like all these things were just random animal skulls, but they all represented a story we were told. We had skulls of elephants, we had the skull of a rhino. It was so fascinating. My first time to see huge ginormous skulls everywhere.
What did you bring for son? What did you do yesterday? What did you do yesterday?
It's 6 or 5.
The males are the one building the nest, and so if the female doesn't like it, the male is going to tear it down just to please the female. How amazing is that? I like that concept. I like it.
This is the just entrance of the park. Reception is hiding the 3 kilometers. So we normally fill these forms before you enter in the park. Yeah, it's this form has 2 sides.
I don't know.
After checking out the community center, we were taken to another facility to test for COVID, which was a mandatory requirement in order to enter into the actual park, where we would do the game ride, which was the main activity of that day. Once inside of the park, we made a quick stop at this building where we had an orientation prior to the game ride. It had a coffee shop, and most importantly, it had a lot of artwork and materials that told the story of the community. We had beautiful earrings, decorative pieces, educational books, bracelets, bags, paintings, etc. There were just a lot of things, but the fascinating thing about these pieces was it was handcrafted. They were all handcrafted by the locals in the community. It was so beautiful. And also we had books that told very beautiful stories about wildlife and conservation. I mean, I really appreciate storytelling. I really appreciate when people leverage storytelling to pass on valuable information. Now, the fact that these people can leverage wildlife to generate financial sustainability without damaging it is an essential concept to note. In fact, it is what we had been studying the entire time, and so we just really had to come and have an experience of have a practical exposure, a practical experience of this concept. After orientation and checking out the entire building, we now proceeded to the main activity of the day, which was what everyone was looking forward to, the game ride. I think everyone was pretty much excited for this because, of course, we're going to see animals. For me, it would be my first time. So when I heard that, okay, we're doing a game ride, we're going to be in a bus or in a car and be in among the wildlife, it was very exciting. That was the main thing I would say I was looking forward to amongst everything that we did. I mean, the dance was cool, but the game ride was the weightier thing on our list that day. Dear beautiful people, I'm really sorry to announce that I have to end this video at this point because I don't want a bulky and lengthy video. I personally do not like lengthy and bulky videos, so I'm going to have to end it here. However, if you really want to see what we did next, stay tuned for part 2. If you watched all the way to this point, thank you so much. You are a real deal, you are a lover, and I appreciate you. Now, if you haven't subscribed yet, go hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video, and don't forget to like this video and share if you may. Thank you so much and happy new year. And oh, one more thing, I think there's before you even go, I think you're probably wondering, like, where have I been? Where has this girl disappeared to? Like, where did she disappear to? That is a story on its own. I think that's a story time on its own, and we're going to have that conversation in the upcoming days, or no, upcoming weeks or months. Yes, my dear people, thank you so much for sticking around. It was my pleasure sharing this journey with you, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. Bye.